today my legs are in so much pain. Ebigere biri mu bulumi kati kambiwanike waggulu twogerera awo. Naye nga mwasiibye mutya kansubire nti buli omu yasiibye bulungi. Hello my beautiful people, welcome to Norah's evening live stream. How are you? Good morning. Kansubire nti buli omu yasuze bulungi. Yeah, me my day was kind of busy. That's why I'm lifting my legs up, because they are in so much pain. I feel pain beneath my legs here. I feel so much pain. That's why I'm raising up my legs. And tonight, before I go to bed, I'll make sure that I massage. Make sure that I massage my legs so that to relieve the pain, and also soak it into lukewarm hot water so that after that I'll massage my acute legs so that they can feel much better, and then I'll be able to sleep. You know, when I stand for so long, that's what happened. I end up having pain. Bigenda nebikuluma, bigenda nebikuluma n'owulira ng'ofa obulumi, n'ogamba oba leero ngenda kukola ntya. Namunange bwe bubeera obulamu bwe tutambuliramu, oba olina okukola, you need money. You need money. Only 2 weeks remaining. Let me say 1 week remaining. Was that coming week? 1 week remaining. Let me say 2. They will be going back to school in September. That's when kids will be going back to school. Here in Saudi, they are going back next week. That's on Sunday, this coming Sunday. And in Uganda, they will be going back on September, on Monday. So that's how is it. Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. How are you? It's your girl Nora. I'm just here. Don't mind my legs. I know they are not beautiful, but they are in pain. That's why I had to raise them up. My legs are hurting me. I've been standing for so long. I feel pain. That's why I have to lift them up. Anyway, how was your day, guys? How did it go? Are you guys feeling well today? If it's your first time here, say hello to your beautiful friend Nora here. Nange nkudemu kugambe hi so that I can send you a big hug and many kisses. And those who are celebrating their birthday today, happy birthday. Mbagaliza birthday nungi. Me on my birthday, I won't celebrate. I'll just thank God. I'll pray, thank Him for the gift of life. That's what I will do, because life is more important than people who are going to say, hey Nora, it's your birthday, but you never told us, we forgot. No, I don't need such people. I will only pray for myself. I'll pray and pray for those who have been around me, those who have been there for me, those who helped me through difficulties. Thank God for the gift of life. Thank God for another new year in which will be added into me. A lot of things. Let me know where you're watching me from. Me, I'm live all the way from Ohio, that's Saudi Arabia. Yes, Nora, that's where she's viewing you guys from. She's just quiet, trying to make sure that her legs feels much better. Another problem with me, once I'm tired, cannot sleep. When my body feels tired, I cannot sleep. That's the problem that I have. Even if I take something stronger to make me fall asleep faster, I cannot sleep. But yet my body is tired, my brain is tired, everything is tired. But there is something, I don't know whether some part in my brain, there's another part that is awake. Have you ever tried to go to bed? You feel so exhausted, and then when you enter your bed, the moment you try to close your eyes like this, nothing comes, and then you start rotating, you rotate, the time passes, you start hearing everything, you start even listening to the conversation that does not even belong to you, and from nowhere your brain start having a meeting. Spina ugamba otya? Suni, how are you? Hi. Muli mutya? Muli bulungi? Kansubire buli omu ali bulungi. Soni Donna, how are you? Buli omu ali bulungi. Nice name, Soni. But which position is your favorite? I don't have. Why did you have to say that? Which one is my favorite position? Let me first think, because I don't know. I don't even have any favorite position. All positions are good, as long as you're also good at what you're doing. Hey, you're the best. How am I the best? Huh? How am I the best, guys? Don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel. How am I the best? Banamwe musisa mujja kukubya abantu bo mwezi obwereere. Sony, you tell me. You're sending me the hearts, you're sending me. Oh, don't worry, everything will come true. Everything will come true. But don't forget to like and subscribe to Nora's channel. I hope everyone is doing well. Me, I'm also doing well this side, just that my legs are hurting me. My legs are in so much pain. See how ugly they are? Omukazi. Hairless legs. They're just there. But raising your legs has nothing to do with the position. Okay? But don't mind my legs, okay? This is what I'm doing is beneficial for my health. It has nothing to do with positions. Don't become overthinkers, because once you start to overthink, from overthinking you start having imaginations, from imagining, and then you start becoming an imagining dragon. From becoming an imagining dragon, you find your body is hot. See body on. See body. Okay. Naye ngambeko nekyembagamba. Why am I speaking in our language? Hi. Let me speak in English, since most of my viewers are English fluent. I cannot speak my language because no one understands it. Mulava. Yesterday eyebrows? Which eyebrows? Where are the eyebrows? James Power. Huh? Which eyebrows? Huh? Which eyebrows, Mr. James? But guys, don't forget to like and subscribe to Norah's channel. Where are the eyebrows? These are my feet. Eh? And here, these are my thighs. Why are you saying eyebrows? Okay, here's what I want you to say, guys. You see, um, there's actually this guy yesterday who was saying, yeah, that too much of freedom is not good sometimes for some people. And then I agreed with him. To be honest, guys, too much of freedom is not good for some people. You see, there's this guy who later on he traveled, okay, not traveling, but his entire family, only their dad remained back in Uganda. The dad decided to stay in Uganda to continue with his job, and then the entire family, mom and the kids, they decided to go to the US. So when they went to the US, one of the kids, the firstborn, started misbehaving. The kids started, doing things on social media that doesn't add up. The guy started insulting his grandparents back home. The guy started behaving, saying that his dad is the worst dad in the entire world. Hey. And then this guy, and then the people were like, but you shouldn't be saying that to your dad. If your dad is always giving your mom like a monthly salary, and your mom is being given money to take care of you guys since you're not living with your dad in the US. So this kid started doing a lot of different things. Why do I want to say here? Is that you see sometimes me because I was raised in Uganda, there are some kids whereby you cannot tell them anything. But I thank God that I was raised in a country where even your neighbor can slap you and then you have nothing to say. Someone can beat you up if you're misbehaving, and when your mom comes back or your father comes back, they report you to your parents. Your parents also adds up from there. And also our parents, they raised us by telling us things that made us to be so scared. And also they told us, I don't want to see you with that kid, because there are some kids, for them they don't want to be told. I'm not telling you to go and start doing violence. No, violence is not good, but I'm just telling you that sometimes children, you have to be disciplined. Why don't you want to listen to your parents? There's this lady, I felt so sorry for her. The lady shared her journey of story. She said that she traveled from Uganda, she went to Sweden. When she went to Sweden, and then she took her kids to schools, and then once they were there in Sweden, her kids started misbehaving. Her kids started getting involved with other kids. They started becoming friends, and then so other kids were telling her kids that, you guys, your mom is not taking care of you. How can your mom prevent you from having a phone? How can your mom cannot even afford a laptop for you? How can this? How can that? How can this? So these kids who were from Uganda, they met the other kids from the other side in Europe. They gave them the idea that if you want to have this kind of things, you should report your parents to the social workers. So these kids, they didn't know the system. For them, they went and then reported their parents. From reporting their parents, they thought that by reporting their parents to the social workers, they will be staying home with their parents. They didn't know that the system in Europe is not like in Africa, whereby there is no social workers. There's only human rights, whatever officials, but they leave you and you stay with your parents. And even them, they will still discipline you. Those human rights resource officers, they will still discipline you or talk you out of it and tell you that as a child you must grow up listening to your parents, you must learn to be patient, you must learn to live without other things, not everything that you should have it. And when your parents tell you that be patient, learn to be patient, don't talk back to your parents. Let me tell you, I remember one time growing up, um, as kids we got into a fight. We fellow kids we got into a fight, and then one of the kids was beaten so badly by us, and then we were taken to the police. Me and my gango, we were taken to the police, and while we were taken to the police, they flogged us. And then we were young, but we were flogged by the police officers. They told us, why would you guys beat them like that? We were like, they are the one who started, and why didn't you come and report? We were like, we were afraid, that's why we didn't come. The ones that we fought with, they were also flogged. After flogging us, they were also flogged, and then they were told that never attack people who did not do wrong to you, even though you are the one who came in first to report the case. But next time, make sure that before you provoke someone, don't come here playing innocent, because you all be disciplined. So all of us were disciplined, the one who started the fight and we who also ended the fight, we were all flogged. Why? So that's how we in Uganda, if you think that the human resource where you run as a child and then you tell them my parents are doing this and this and this to me, they are the one who are going to start first to discipline you. In Uganda, you will grow, the society will raise you. The society will raise you, and if you don't grow up respecting the neighborhood or the elders in that neighborhood, it means they did nothing. They did not raise you well. So these kids who were taken to Europe, these ones who were in Sweden, for them, when they reported their mom to the human resource, they didn't know the poor things that they were going to be separated from their parents. So these kids, after being separated from their parents, they reached there, they bought them whatever they wanted, and they stayed there for their mom was like, they stayed there for some time, and then they started asking, why can't we go and see our mother? And then they told them, you can't stay with someone who does not love you. The kids were like, who told you that our mom doesn't love us? We only wanted our mom to buy us these gadgets and do this for us. They were told that no, you're going to stay with your foster parents. Imagine. What they thought was so easy. The lady was like, sometimes she blames her kids and sometimes she also blames her children. She was like, I was told to leave my kids back in Uganda, but I never listened. I told them I should be moving around with my kids. Wherever I go, that's where my kids are. And guess what? The lady conceived, and she thought when she gave birth again to another child, she gave birth to a third child. Her third child was also taken away from her. She was even told that she should abort, but she refused. And then she was threatened. She was told that if you don't, we shall just pull out the baby out of your womb. The lady said, no, I'll keep my child. After giving birth, she raised her kid until the kid was 3 years old, and then her kid was taken away from her. So sometimes I don't know why should someone raise their kid to, you mean as a mother you give birth to your own child? This is what I'm just myself as an African, because I've seen most of people who go maybe to the country whereby the law is more spoken by people who are up there, who are big, and you as a mother or as a father, you have nothing to say. And you're raising a child who is growing up without being told anything, someone who is growing up blameless. When they break something, you cannot say anything. when they do something bad, you cannot do anything. A child is going around sleeping, doing this, doing that. That's why they said too much of freedom is not good for some children. When you find a parent is disciplining their child, do not complain, because they are doing it for their own future. They are helping them to shape in their future. Bye mulimu kulaba sawa zino that if you know this lady called Amanda really took her life. She did not actually, but she's the one who misled her life because of too much, too much freedom is not good. Nolwekyo bwe bakugambangako kkiriza, accept your mistake. When your mother tells you clean the house, clean it. When your mother tells you I want to come back from work, when you've done all the choices, cook, clean, wash, that's not being abused. They are training you. When your parents tell you to be patient, wait us until next month, we'll be able to buy you what you want. Be patient. Don't start refusing to eat. You're crying. Do you know how they make money? Do you even know that someone has to wake up in the morning at around 5 and go and leave? And for you, you're crying. I asked you to buy for me a laptop. Why did you buy me the cheapest one? If it was my mom, my mom will not shout with you. She will go and look for a job, and then the next day she tells you, every morning I want you to wake up at this time. You'll be going to work. You'll be earning your own money to buy the expensive gadget that you want. Naye nga temwerabira okulayikinga n'okusubscribinga. My name is Nora and I'm a Ugandan. What do you think? Is too much freedom good for some kids, or too much freedom is bad for some kids? Tell me your thought in the comment section below. Tell me why. Ain't nothing but a hole in my head. Katika ntandika okutambuza wabigere. Tubikole wetuti. Tusitame na. Show me, see you, me. What do you think? Is too much freedom good for kids, or it's bad for them? You tell me in the comment section. I want to know your thoughts, because now kids of nowadays, even if you just tell someone something small, they think that let me run to the social service and report this and report that. My dear, you're ruining your own life. They are going to put you in a certain home whereby you're going to meet fake parents. You're going to meet someone who will not even care. Do you know that there are some people who don't care? They don't care whether you've eaten, whether you've slept well. They don't care. Your mother used to tell you, go brush your teeth, go shower, wash your clothes, do this. But they have taken you to a certain home whereby no one cares whether you've eaten, whether your clothes are washed, whether this is being done. No. No, my mother doesn't care about me, or my father does not care about me. They care about you. Naye gwatalina yadde mugaso n'omulundi n'obumu kyova mulaba abaana bamwe Uganda. Mwebaza abazadde bammwe, abaana bagenda ebweru eyo, abaana batandika okukozesa enjaga, abaana bafuuka bayaaye, omwana atandika ofuuka omubi. Yo banange ebweru abaana bagenda n'abazadde baabwe bunayira batono nnyo abasigala mulamwa, ate bangi nnyo abayonoonese, ng'ali n'abazadde be naye ng'ayonoonese. Kyobulamu laba abazadde abamu, omuzadde wakugamba nti saagala osemberere bali abaana, tobasemberera, wakukuzibwa mu mpisa gye wakuzibwamu. Naye oli awo gwe oli mu kukola emikwano n'abantu abatakwagalako yadde olowooza buli omu abeera akwagala. Maama wo taata wo bali bakugambako, gwe weefudde ebbereegye bakugambako go do this, mugamba and then your mother tells you something and then you tell your mom F-U word. Hey, me that day you tell my mom that F-U. I don't think you remain with your tongue in your mouth. Okay, for those who are raised by African parents, you will understand their way of raising you. Those women, even fathers, there are some fathers when they come home, the entire home is so quiet. Even the dogs, even the birds cannot even say a word. They cannot breathe. Even a dog cannot bark. Hey, you joke with some African parents. The moment you see your father or your mother is coming back home from work and nothing has been done. Let me say maybe you haven't cleaned the house, you haven't washed the utensils, you haven't cooked. It's like that evening, you guys are first going to enter into what they call tsunami. Once that tsunami is done, that's when they tell you, okay, you're supposed to be washing plates while you're crying, and they will tell you, I told you to do those things 3 to 4 hours ago, but you did not listen. I don't want to hear any sound of your voice. Make sure that you wipe your tears. Imagine they told you to cook, you did not cook. You've waited for them to come home. They find nothing. Okay, who do you blame? Do you blame your parents or you blame yourself? You blame yourself for not listening. You blame yourself for not listening. You were told to cook, but you decided to play. Nozanya. They told you to do something and then you didn't do it. Me, my childhood, I would not say that I used to give her some headaches. But I remember whenever we are doing something in groups, I could feel good. Like whenever we go home to the countryside for holidays, there used to be a forest, but now that forest was destroyed by they just decided to plant the artificial trees. So we no longer have the real forest whereby trees grown by themselves, monkeys, you see snakes, all kind of wild animals in that forest. So we used to go and fetch firewood in that dangerous place, but for us it was so much fun. You could go like 8 to 10, 15 people, and then you find wild vegetables in the forest. You harvest them, you harvest the passion fruits. You can imagine. You see those monkeys and the birds, they eat fruits and then they throw maybe they poop and then actually let us say that most of the vegetables we used to take home and the passion fruits were actually grown by the animals in the forest. Imagine the bird throwing a seed, a monkey throwing something on the ground, and then once that thing falls on the ground, it will mangoes, and then you just go there at the forest, and then you find a mango tree. You go to the forest, you find passion fruit, and then you ask yourself, how did a passion fruit grow in the forest? Because of the animals that take things, birds, a lot of things, monkeys. The only thing which was not there, it was banana. I will not lie. Banana, I've never seen any banana in the forest. Nope. The only thing we used to find are wild vegetables, mango, and passion fruits, and there is turmeric. Those we used to find in the forest. Then we go grab them. So it was so much fun growing up. We didn't have to wait to be told that we wash dishes, we wash clothes. Saturday we knew it was a day for washing clothes. Sunday we knew it was a day to go to church. So I want you to tell me in the comment section below, do you think that too much freedom is not good for some kids, or it's good? Parents should just let their kids grow up without being told how to do something, without apologizing when you do wrong, when you do this. You don't need to apologize because you have the right. You have the right of speech. I want you to tell me in the comment section below that Nora, me, I have the right to speak. I have the right to say whatever I want, and I have the right, and you have no right to blame me for whatever wrong I've done. As a child who was raised in Africa or in Uganda, we live in two different worlds. That's why me, I tell you guys that I have some friends, but having those friends, okay, for them they are mature, they are not kids, but living around those people, you can tell that you have a big gap of differences of the way you behave or the way you take things. It's just that someone will just try to act normal, but for you, what you think you're doing good, it's actually not good in front of someone. That's why sometimes when you have a friend and you both from different culture, make sure that you tell someone the things you like and the things you don't like, the things you do and the things that you don't do, so that someone knows that these people are, hey, this person does not do this, the other person does not do this, because we both come from different cultures. Me, I was raised knowing that uh, my mom can beat me by disciplining me, or my mom can talk to me. If I don't listen, she will do what? She will flog me, and I will do nothing, and I will still be the one to apologize, and I have to do what I was told to do. And for you, you were raised in a place where your mother's never slapped you. Your dad and your mom, again, they are the one apologizing for your mistakes that you've done. Me, from where I come from, our parents does not apologize, whether they are wrong or right, because for them they believe they are elders. They don't apologize in front of you to show you that, because for them they believe that's the weakness of our parents. If you show your child that, oh, everything they do, you're like, oh, I'm sorry, they know they are sorry, but they cannot tell you. That's how African parents they are. African parents are the parents who will, they want to say something to you, but they say it in a different way, or they will show you their love in a different way, whereby when you grow up, that's when you realize that I was loved, but I was being shown the right way, how to walk and how to take things. That's why I'm representing my fellow Ugandan and other African countries as we. That's why I said we. Tugamba nti gwe. Growing up, when you grow up, you realize all the things that you were being told. Me, as I told you, I grew up when I was at the age of 14. That's when I saw where babies come from. But it took me long to know where babies come from. I didn't know anything about sex because no one could tell us anything. I grew up being told a man should be honored, you should respect him because he's the head of the house. I grew up being told that, hey, if you don't take care of your husband, who will take care of him? This is how you must do. Your parents will tell you when you grow up, is that how you're going to treat your wife? Is that how you're going to treat your husband? So instead of our parents telling us that you shouldn't be having sex is this and this, no, we are never told that. They gave us that mentality of a man should be respected, a man should be well taken care of, a man should be this. As a man, your wife, you must provide for your wife. You see? But in other cultures, you find a child is 13 or you find a child is 5 years old, but the child knows where babies are coming from. And for you, you're already 14 with an empty head. When someone asks, where do babies come from? You're like, they go to the hospital and then they bring them. You never saw your parents kissing in front of you. You never saw your parents kissing in front of you. You never saw your parents sleeping in the same bed. You see your mom, the stomach is big, but you don't even know what's inside that stomach. When you've gone to school, the time passes by, you're in school. By the time you come back, you find your mother with another newborn baby, and then you ask yourself, how did this one reach here? And your mom is not even ashamed to tell you, we got this one from the hospital. Imagine. Me, I remember one time I woke up when my mom gave birth to our the number 6, baby number 6 at home. Actually, we were asleep. My mom is a midwife. She did not go to the hospital. Actually, me and my that sister, we were born at home. So we woke up. I remember it was 6 in the morning. We woke up. We had the baby crying in the house. And then we asked Mom, where did that baby come from? My mom was like, actually, she was given to me. This is also, she's going to be, So our parents kept us in that world of not knowing everything. And then you ask yourself this question: was God wrong not to allow Adam and Eve to eat the fruit? Huh? Was God really wrong? So sometimes, I know some of you might not understand what exactly I'm trying to say. But what I'm trying to say is, too much of everything is not good. Too much of everything is not good. Children of nowadays, they have become something else. Temwerabye okuliking and subscribing. I kindly subscribe to my YouTube channel. This channel is about cooking tutorial and I share my life here on my channel. Nice to meet you. My name is Norah. I'm a Ugandan, but currently I live in Saudi Arabia. Yes, how are you? Good morning and good afternoon from wherever you're watching me from, and I hope you're doing fine. Thank you for those who have liked the live stream. The question of today is too much too much freedom, is it good or bad? Because too much freedom has made some children take their own life, thinking that they are not loved, yet they are loved. Kyengezaako okubagamba nti ebiseera ebimu olaba, when your parents try to deny you some access to some other things, it's not that they don't love you. You see, kids who grow up with so much freedom, you find them that they are depressed. They have different, complicated symptoms that when they tell you as an African, you'll be like, what kind of symptom is that? As an African mother will just suggest that, why don't you guys give me and then I help you to raise that child. By the time I give you a child, that symptom has already vanished. That symptom has already vanished. My cousin, but for him, he was raised in he was born in Uganda, and they relocated in UK when he was just 1 year old. But my cousin is someone, whenever they come home in Uganda, he behaves. You know, a child who behaves, it's like he did not even grow up in UK. He's behaved because my aunt always says that in my house you live by my rule. So you can grow up knowing that I'm an African, I'm a Ugandan, and the mother I'm living with is a Ugandan. I must live by a rule as a Ugandan child. However much we're in UK, yes, I will speak good English, but I'll still, the blood that runs through my vein is an African blood. It's not a European blood. So that helped actually Jonathan to go that way. Obulamu buno bwe tutambuliramu, you find someone is telling you that I have certain symptoms. Then you ask, you know those people who grew up abroad, let me say in Europe, in America, those people, they have different symptoms that someone will tell you that I have a symptom that whenever I'm angry, I have to eat too much food. In an African home, you will not eat that way. Your mother will discipline you. You will eat 3 times a day. But that kind of you deceiving people that when I'm this, I have to eat. When I'm this, I have to scream. You're going to scream at whose house? Whose house? Long live both dad and mom in an African home. Long live to those people, because you don't live by your own rule in their house. Those people, they will tell you, this is not your house. Once you grow up, you will do all those stupid things in your house, but once you're living under my law, that's how African parents they talk. Once you're living under my law, you must follow every rule that I come up with as an African mother or as an African father. You must live and you must obey the rules. You joke with those people. Where will you go? Will you go to the police and say, oh, I'm going to report my parents? Even the police will teach you a lesson, will tell you, you as a child, how dare you report your parents? They will ask you a simple question. What did your parents tell you to do that made you to come and report them? They will listen to your stupid, for you what you think it's right explanation. For them, they will see it as a stupid explanation that they've ever seen in their life. And those same policemen, they will flog you. After flogging you, they will help you to carry you back to your parents' house. And tell them that next time if he misbehaves, bring him back. We will teach him a lesson. In Uganda, that's why once you clock 14, 16, 17, 18, 19, you've already known how to work. You've already entered into the world of depression. And in Uganda, it's not only in Uganda, you're not allowed to have depression. You have the anxiety of what? An African father or mother will ask you, you have anxiety of what? You who is not even paying rent, You who is just eating free food and clothes, everything is for free. The anxiety of what? Depression of what? African parents, they are funny. There are some things that they will tell them and they are like, which one? Okay, since you have an anxiety, they will take you to the countryside, that's the village, so that you'll meet people there. And by that being there, that's when you realize that you have to wake up. Let me tell you, you must heal. You must heal, for better, for worse. You must stand on your 2 feet. Osanyisa abazadde abafirika. You joke with African parents and then you think you're going to survive. You're going to torment them. They are the one who are going to torment you. For them, they also know the African version or the African proverb. Let me say the African proverbs. Parents know that too much freedom is not good for a child. Love a child, but they say suula omuggo oba akyame naye kwata omuggo ogunjule omwana wo. Because for them they believe, African parents, for them they believe that by you living by their rules, it's more easier when you put it in your local language, but you must live by their rules. You find someone, I'm depressed, I'm not the, let me tell you, your parents will take you in the village. Your parents will take you in the village, whereby in the village you always have to go to the farm. And if you don't go to the farm, there is no breakfast. You go to the farm, you come back home at around 10 a.m. in the morning. Remember, you haven't eaten anything. You who went maybe 6 or 5 in the morning, you're coming back at 10, 11, 12 midday, you're coming back from the farm. You tell me, so that kind of lifestyle, where will you be depressed? How are you going to tell those African parents that you're depressed? when they have medicine for your anxiety, I hear you. For them, they call those symptoms stupid symptoms. They will tell you, in this house, who told you to have that? Hey, and they like doing that. Hey, in my house. African parents, for them, the only sickness they know in the house, malaria, diarrhea, TB, typhoid, and serious sicknesses that maybe the doctor said, we found this one is suffering from this certain disease. But when they say that you're suffering from, I hear you're not talking to people and you're having problem, simani, you're feeling lonely with cows around you. How would you feel lonely? With your siblings around you, how would you feel lonely? African parents, they will give you a reason to grow up knowing that there is no peace of being lonely. That's why you play with other kids. You don't have money in your pocket. You're living your own life. You start learning about money when you're old enough. Naye bw'olyawo okuva mu buto okugamba. You see, even in an African home, even if you started taking care of your parents at a young age, it's painful, but life is too sweet to waste it on starting putting yourself, I'm depressed, I'm having this. guys, growing in an African home, it's where your parents will tell you, for you've grown, you're old enough, stop going to school, let your young ones go to school now. Imagine that life. Share your clothes with your siblings, do this. And there are some families whereby they are living a life where you don't even, they don't even know who Kim Kardashian is. They don't even know who they don't even know who Megan Trainor is. They know nothing. They are just people out there living a peaceful life. They don't even know who John Legend is. They don't even know who John Lennon is. They don't even know who Brad Pitt is. They don't even know who Angelina Jolie is. They are just living. There are people, me I'm telling you, there are people who are living their life there without even knowing what's going on in the world. And for you, you'll be stressing yourself. And those people who are not even, who don't even know what's going on outside of the world, they are living their life. They are the people who are living the way God said that for tomorrow, let it worry for itself. But for you out there overthinking, your boyfriend has broke up with you, you want to take your life. Is he the only man? Is he the only woman? There are so many dicks out there. There are so many sausages and donuts out there. But olyawe weesibye ku bantu. Weesibye ku bantu. Oliko ogamba abantu simanyi obulamu bwange tebusobola kumalako nga gundi tabulina. Ani akugambye? Bwekigamba tosobola kubeerawo mu bulamu bw'ensi eno nga gundi takubeeredde. Mbusimanyi banchai. I felt so sorry for this Hollywood actor who passed away. I saw one of her broadcasts 3 months back where she said that she gave away her child. It was the only thing she can do for her child. She was going through a lot. She was passing through a difficult time. And then I remembered I was going through also a difficult time. But what made me keep on going? I've always reminded myself that if my mom survived raising us 6 children, we are 7. If my mom managed to raise all 7 kids by herself, who am I? Who am I? I can also do this. I can overcome because I saw my mom overcoming a lot. So I reminded myself that Nora, you can overcome all the things. Yes, things are looking like it's so difficult. The problem that the reason why some people don't heal, that's why I told you that in an African home, parents don't allow you to have so much freedom because they believe too much freedom is not good for you. Too much freedom, that's where you find people are having different symptoms that nowadays they say someone is thinking of ending their own life. In African home, they won't allow you to do that. In whose house? Their home as a child or as an adult. What's the problem? And they will remind you that you mean we your parents, we have never gone through that. If we were to end our life, do you think we would have been here? They will tell you that's part of life. Life is full of challenges, but it's not for you to give up when challenges are even more bigger. Make sure you face those challenges with strength and believing. If you find yourself in a crowded place of friends who are not helping, cut out those friends. Cut out the friends who are not helping you to heal. Stand by yourself. Find someone. Talk to. A stranger. Talk to. Don't find a stranger who is going through all the same thing that you're going through, and then that stranger, I think we should just end it. No. Find a priest. You guys talk to priests. I know some of you are not believers. Find a priest, find a sheikh, find whoever who is an apostle. Talk to them about what you're facing. Those people, they can help you. They can help you. If the therapist is not helping, look for the priest. And if you're also not, it means you're the one who does not want to heal. Toyagala kuona. Nti bulungi.